Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome back to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight we are continuing with Animorphs number 6, The Capture by K. Applegate. Now, before I get started with the video, I would love to. God dang it. I do really horrible if I don't have a script. Anyways, first I like to thank all of my Patreon supporters. And for the moment it is only one, but I can always hope that hey, there will be but it's like, hey, maybe there'll be more in the future. So currently only one. So thank you, James Bevan, for all you've contributed. Thank you very much, Jim, and I hope you continue to support me in the coming year. Now, let's get started with the chapter. Sorry, I'm really thirsty tonight. I'm sorry. Now let's get started with the nice, happy chapter. Axe, what are you doing? Cassie demanded. Are you nuts? Marco cried. What's your problem, Axe? My voice asked the Andalite. But he did not waver, and he did not pull that deadly tail away from my throat. Prince Jake has been taken. He is a controller. What? Rachel snapped. Back off, Axe. You're crazy. His head was in the Yerk pool long enough for Yerk to enter his head, Axe said. And just now, you all saw his expression when he was surprised to see me. I am not human. I do not know every human expression. So tell me, what was that look? This is crazy. The Yerk tried a disbelieving laugh. Marco, Cassie, will you please tell this nut that I am okay? But I saw doubt in Marco's shrewd eyes. Yeah, I'm sure you're fine, Jake. But Cassie, didn't you say Jake seemed zoned out? Like he wouldn't answer for a few minutes, even though he was awake? Cassie nodded her head. She too was looking suspicious. Yeah, he seemed normal and all, but he wouldn't answer me. She shrugged. Sorry, Jake, but you did act funny. It takes a while for the Yerk to take full control of the host's brain, Hack said. During that time, the host will be passive. He may even seem to be in a coma. I swear, I could have kissed the Andalite right then. I wanted to yell, yes! Yes! You guys can't possibly believe this, my mouth said. I mean, okay, we have to be careful. But it's me! It's me, Jake, alright? Being Jake and all, you'll understand if we take a minute to think this through, Rachel said. Axe, how are we supposed to know one way or the other? Tobias answered for him. The Yerk needs to return to the Yerk pool and absorb Chondrona rays every 3 days. If we hold him for 3 days, we'll know. Now I felt the slightest edge of fear from the Yerk. He was measuring the odds, trying to decide what to do. But with Axe's tail blade at my throat, the Yerk kept my body very still. We can't hold him for 3 days, Cassie argued. His family would go ballistic. They'll call the cops. Chapman will realize he's not in school. The bad guys will put 2 and 2 together. Look, hello, hello, it's me, Jake. Remember, I am not a controller. Marco shook his head. If he is. If there's a yerk in his head, then he knows all our secrets. If he gets in touch with any other yerk, we are all dead. We can't take the chance. Maybe Axe is right. Maybe not. But we can't guess wrong. I agree, Tobias said. If he's still Jake, he'll understand. If he's a controller, well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Rachel? Marco asked. Rachel met my gaze. Sorry, Jake. We have to play it safe. You know that. Look, I argued. It's like Cassie said. My folks will go nuts. They'll call the police. They'll go on TV asking if anyone has seen me. They'll be putting up posters all over town. I mean, no offense, Tobias, but I have an actual family. Not some messed up aunts and uncles who didn't want to be taking care of me in the first place. People will notice if I disappear. I turned to Cassie. Cassie, come on, explain it to them. Come on, Cassie, I thought. Come on, be hard for once. Don't feel for me. Don't be sweet. Just this once. There is a way, Cassie said hesitantly. To be sure whether he's a controller? Rachel asked. No, Cassie said. Her voice grew stronger. A way to keep his family and the school from knowing he's gone. Axe could do it. Axe could morph into Jake. Cassie, the amazing Cassie, she had hit on the one possible solution. I wish so badly I could tell her right then what an amazingly smart, incredibly cool person she was. The yerk in my head was not happy. What's the matter, Temrash 114 of the Sulpnire pool? I asked, not feeling quite so cocky anymore. Hax reached one of his delicate, many-fingered hands towards my face. He pressed his fingers against my forehead. I will acquire your DNA now, Prince Jake, he said. The Yerk could not stand it anymore. The Andalite's touch made him so furious it was like a physical illness. Get your hand off me, Andalite filth! He screamed aloud in a distorted version of my voice. But Axe's tail was still within an inch of my jugular, and the Yerk knew very well how deadly fast that tail was. He did not move. The others all stared, wide-eyed. Well, Rachel said, at least now we're sure. No, you're wrong, my voice pleaded. He's just making me mad. Hey, it's been a stressful morning, all right? Give me a break. And like filth? Tobias repeated the Yerk's words. We're supposed to believe Jake would say that? Jake? Because he was stressed out? Nah, not in this universe. Jake, Cassie said, looking into my eyes. I know you're still in there. I know you're probably afraid. But we will get that thing out of your head, Jake. We will. Okay, Marco said. We need a place to keep him. We can't use anyone's home, Cassie said, thinking aloud. We can't use my barn. My dad is in and out of there constantly. I know a place, Tobias said. It's not far from here. An old shack back in the woods. We can tie him up, Rachel said. But we'll still have to at least... Goddamn. But we'll still have to have at least one of us there all the time to make sure he doesn't get away. I cannot help very much, Hack said. I will be pretending to be Jake. Okay, Marco said. Then the rest of us, Cassie, Rachel, and I, will rotate shifts along with Tobias. Tobias can stay the whole time except when he has to go hunting. Okay, let's go, Rachel said. Come on, Jake. Get up. We're out of here. Cassie came over and gave me her hand. She helped pull me to my feet. It was an odd moment, because I could feel Cassie's touch, and yet I had no power to squeeze her hand or give her any assurance. The Yerk did that for me. He deliberately held her hand an extra few seconds. She cares for you, the Yerk said. She is their weak link. Rachel will be strong. So will the hawk and the andalite. Marco, he thinks too much. And he has an interesting history. He is open to persuasion. I felt sick. The Yerk was opening my mind at will, reading whatever he wanted. I had no secrets from him. None. He already knew everything I knew about my friends. If he got away, my feet began walking. Tobias led the way, appearing and disappearing in the trees above. Rachel walked ahead of me. Behind me, Marco and Cassie. But damn it, sorry. Making about a million mistakes tonight. Okay. Rachel walked ahead of me. Behind me, Marco and Axe. Cassie stayed at my side. From all we know, Jake, you can still hear me and understand me, Cassie said. I know you can't answer. Or if you do answer, it won't be you anyway. But it is me, said the Yerk. Who else would it be? The Yerk, Cassie said calmly. You think I'm a controller just because I yelled at Axe? Like I've never lost my temper before? Come on, it was a bad day for all of us. but especially for me. Not so bad a day. Axe piped up from behind. How many Yerks were in that pool? How many survived those temperatures? Only you, by getting inside Prince Jake. How many of your pool fellows died today? I could feel the Yerk boiling with rage. It was shocking and bizarre to feel so much emotion. It was something he could not hide from me. I could feel his emotions, even though I could not penetrate his thoughts. Axe, the Yerk said. I'm never happy when any creature has to be destroyed. I don't feel any pity for those Yerks. They're out to enslave us. We did what we had to do. It was perfect. Exactly what I would have said, because it was exactly what I felt. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Cassie looking at me with a puzzled expression. See? Already she has doubts, the Yerk said to me. She is bothered by the Andalite's bloodthirstiness. She liked what I said more. Was he right? Would all of my friends stand firm? How could they, when every word I spoke sounded exactly like me? We marched through the woods for what seemed like a very long time. None of us could move very fast because we were without shoes. Tobias knew the woods well and led us around brambles and rough patches. But still, my feet were tender after an hour of walking on pine needles and twigs. But the pain was so far away. I was feeling it from a distance. It was like I was shackled, chained to a wall. I could not move a hand or even a finger. I did not blink my own eyes. I did not decide which direction to look or what sounds to focus on. The Yerk's control was absolute. Almost there, Tobias said. I'm going higher to make sure the area is completely clear. All this walking, such a waste of effort, the Yerk commented to me. They cannot possibly hold me against my will, not even for 3 hours, let alone 3 days. You heard Tobias, right, Jake? Cassie asked. Almost there. It's a good thing. My feet are killing me. I need to walk barefoot more often, like I did when I was little. Toughen up for times like these. Getting home will be easier. I can just use my osprey morph and fly home. Cassie, listen, Theurk said. I know you guys think you're doing the right thing, but there's no way Axe can pull off being me. My parents will figure it out. Or worse yet, Tom will figure it out. Then we'll all be dead. Don't you see what's happening here? Shut up, Yerk, Rachel snapped. I've known Jake all my life. Marco has known him since they were kids, and Cassie has known him for years. Between the three of us, we can teach Axe to pass for Jake. It will never work, the Yerk said. Rachel stopped walking. She turned to face me, blocking the way. She was smirking, but she seemed to be looking past me, over my shoulder. No, you don't think so? Yerk. The Yerk stopped walking. Rachel, you don't have to try and impress me with how tough you are. I know you're too smart to really believe any of this. And you know as well as I do, this is not going to work. I disagree, a voice behind me said. Humans believe what they see. The Yerk whipped my head around. There, standing a few feet from me, was me. Totally, absolutely me. And that's the end of that chapter. Yeah. Okay, I have to take a little drinking break here. I was drinking, carbonated flavored water. But I think I'm going to switch to milk after this. There has to be some variety in life, and it's sort of the small things that count. Okay, something I forgot to mention last chapter, just because I was like, I need to sort of hurry up so I can be social, because I was like starting my video right when I got the guests just randomly came over. So anyways, Temrash last chapter said about, oh, I used to be Temrash blah blah blah, but now I'm Temrash blah blah blah. And showing that was a sign of a promotion. Later on in the series, that bit of lore is discounted. The Yerks have one name, a name with numbers, and you'll learn a little bit about the importance of the numbers themselves later on in the series. It's sort of there's a storyline connected to it, so I'm not going to actually spoil that. But anyways, the name is not connected at all to the ranking of a Yerk, except in this book. The rest, there's ranks, but nothing to do with how their name is said. So yeah, this one little thing to be aware of. And with this chapter, I do like that the Animorphs do quickly realize that Jake is a controller. That a Yerk is in his head controlling his every movement. So we don't have to have any corny, oh yeah, we're just going to ignore all the the symptoms that could mean that he has a Yerk in his head, and we'll just let him go and then have to chase him down and bring him back. They're like, hey, look it, something's wrong. Okay, we're looking at the facts, and okay, it seems like we're going to have to tie him up for 3 days just to make sure. And I really, really do like that. Because sometimes in sort of storylines like this, where something's obviously wrong about one of the characters, and the rest of the characters, instead of using their brain, just allow things to ramp up worse than they had to. So I really like that bit of the plot. And I do like the debate, among the Animorphs, trying to figure out if something's wrong with Jake or if Axe is full of bullshit. Yeah. So, what did you think of this chapter? What did you think of the Animorphs figuring out that something's wrong with Jake? What did you think about Temrash in this episode? Now, just please comment down below and let's have a very nerdy conversation. Please be aware that no major spoilers will be allowed in the YouTube's comment section. And if you're on YouTube and you do want to talk spoilers to me, go to the description and then there'll be a link to my Tumblr Ask box, and go there and let's get really spoilery. And the reason I don't want any major spoilers in the YouTube's comment section is because I am hoping people discover Animorphs through these videos. So, no major spoilers should be shown, because there are some big twists and turns within the series that need to be encountered when you're unaware that something's going to be happening. And so if you have discovered Animorphs through this video, or you've watched a few videos and this video just, happens to be the one that makes you go, okay, I really need to get started on reading Animorphs. If you would like a copy of Animorphs number 6, The Capture by K. Applegate, all for your own, if you're on YouTube's link in the description, if you're on my blog, link down below, and both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Animorphs number 6, The Capture by K.A. Applegate. If you're on the YouTubes, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would, I think you should. Shit. Okay, let's erase the last second or two, because I fucked up that self-promotion thingy-majig. Okay, now let's start again, and we'll pretend that bullshit never actually happened. If you're on the YouTubes, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will never miss a video of mine again. So if you're really interested to see how Animorphs ends and how much I end up screwing up in the future, subscribing to my YouTube channel will really help you in that endeavor. And if you're on my blog and on the desktop version of my blog, please choose the follow by email option. And you'll never miss a blog post by me ever again. And my blog posts do not just contain my lovely Jash Reads episodes, but I'm also back to doing some written posts too. The most current one I've put out is one talking about Sansa and Daenerys' character arcs from the hit TV series Game of Thrones. And okay, now's the quote-unquote real-life segment, aka an excuse for me to slowly get some graphics done. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm making sure. Still recording there. Still recording. Hi, that's live. Just want to make sure I don't, accidentally don't want to accidentally delete things. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be a Rachel and Tobias thing. Actually, let's see. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to position these two. Okay, I think it definitely works better if... Oh shit, I meant to grab Tobias and Rachel's like, no, pay attention to me. Now this... Fuck! Okay, actually, Rachel, you know what? Ah, shit. Okay, I might have to flatten Rachel's layer, just because I seem to be interfering with her every 2 seconds. But at the same time, I don't want to do that. So, if it happens one more time, you go early. But the thing is, you see how Tobias looks right here. Doesn't really fit that well for doesn't really fit that well for just behind. Maybe Okay, I'm gonna mess with layering again, but let's see. Fine. Okay. Now you're wondering, why am I deleting this? Well, because I want to bias below. I was about to say Daenerys. I've been really writing Game of Thrones, so that's what's the difference between characters. But the thing is, I want to bias below Rachel. So that will really only work if I position Tobias first. Okay, let's see. Okay, so everyone has a little bit of his wingtip still in frame. Let's see how this works out. Okay, it still does a little bit. Okay. Shit. Okay, here. No. Fuck. Let's keep on racing here. Do. These are all the fun things I debate while doing graphics alone, just going slightly changing ideas, and sometimes ideas from when I started graphic completely changed by the end, which is neat. And because sometimes you realize what you want just you're not capable of doing, or just sort of looks wrong. And I think Rachel needs to be a little bit smaller here. I think that was the problem. I was like trying to stretch her and okay. A crappy Rachel Tobias with, the flames of Rachel, and then there's the red roses, passion. And yeah. Okay. Next time I will either be putting words there or messing around with stuff. And so if you would like to have any input on what you believe should be the words written on the graphic, please comment below, because next episode I might put the words there or I might not. And if you really damn it, save, you idiot. So if you really have an opinion, you need to say that now or forever hold your peace. And ta-da! And I'm not doing the hopeful wishes, I think, anymore. I'll make an excuse to still drink because I guess one or two of my viewers actually likes to use that as an excuse, maybe. But no drinking this episode because I drank all my drink in the recording of this video. So I'm going to announce the next video. The next video will be more of my dramatic reading of Animorphs number 6, The Capture by K. Applegate. That will air soon. So keep tuned to this channel. And until next video, goodbye.